Here's another one. Let's see if we get another. There's a green one. Wow, that is awesome. All right, in this video today, we are going to attempt to have AI find fair value gaps in the charts. And the way we're going to do this is by going on and coding an indicator directly on TradingView. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out what fair value gaps are. And so you see an example right here. So this is an example of a bullish fair value gap, and a little explanation of this as you go on our website here. So when price moves up aggressively, it leaves an unfilled gap in the price action. You see that right here. So that is a example of a bullish fair value gap. And then an example of bearish basically is when price drops aggressively and leaving an unfilled gap in the price action. So what we're going to do is we are going to have ChatGPT see. Let's see if it can do find these on charts and get us an indicator. So let's go ahead and get started. So let's go over to ChatGPT, and what I'm going to do first, let's go ahead and copy this image. Okay, so let's first put the image in the chatbot here. So let's go ahead now and just tell it, say, hey, I need an indicator on TradingView. Find fair value gaps. So let's see. Can you code me one? Let's go ahead and see what ChatGPT comes up with, because this should be relatively easy for it, but we'll see. Sometimes there could be some errors. So it's figuring out what it wants to do here. So yes, I can code a FVG. This indicator will detect gaps in between consecutive candles where the middle candle high and low. Oh, okay. Well, it's already coding it. So here we go. So we are actively having AI completely just write us. Okay. And again, it's probably not going to be perfect, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what it looks like. We gave it an example. We gave an example of a bull and a bear. So we'll see what it comes up with. So it looks like it's done. So it says this fair value gap finder will detect bullish FVGs highlighted in green. And so when the gap appears in an uptrend, so it detects bearish highlight in red. And then it'll plot triangles on the chart to make, okay, so let's see what it comes up with. So we're going to come up here at the top. Oh, I guess my camera is hiding that. We're going to come to the top right and click on copy this code. Now let's go ahead and paste this in here, and let's see what it came up with. So let's see if it actually, so there we go. So here we have a start of an indicator here. And so so let's go ahead. So step one is already done. It works, right? So it finally works. Let's see, let's go back and review. Let's go back and review exactly what it does, because I'm actually not. So here we go. Let's do this. Okay. Explain how it works, please. Because it did it a little bit, but let's just for example's sake here, because I do see it on the chart here. So let's see. So it looks like this is the bullish one, and this is, okay, so yeah, this will be the fair value. Okay, so let's see how this actually works. So how the indicator works, it identifies 3 candles. The indicator looks at the 3 consecutive candles. 2 bars ago, the middle. So the high of candle 1 lower than the lower 3 candles. Okay. So this is pretty cool. So basically what it's doing is I asked it to code this for me, and now I'm wondering, okay, so how can I use this, right? And so that's kind of the power of this, is that it will do what you want, but then sometimes it's like, well, I'm not exactly sure how you want me to trade this. So how to use this indicator? So look for fair value gaps to key price areas. If the price revisits the bullish fair value gap, it might act as support. And then obviously bearish. And so here is the indicator. So this is the fair value gap. So this is probably an example, and it's going to be, and we could polish it up a little bit. We can make it as, as good as we can. We can even try to dial it in with different time frames, because it is a little bit ugly. But essentially what it's doing here is that here is so this would be the fair value. So let's actually, Epic Pen, let me get my drawing tool out here. This is the bullish signals, essentially. So this is where the triangle is, and this is where, so basically what it's doing here is it's finding these fair value gaps, and then it is basically painting these triangles when it retests these gaps. All right, so after looking at this, it does look like it's a little bit busy on the chart. So let's go ahead and let's see if we can filter out. Maybe we want to make sure it is an actual a larger move than normal, right? Than normal price action. That's what a fair value gap is. And so let's go ahead and just let's see if we can ask it to identify that. So we'll ask it if we can. So basically what I'm asking it here is, hey, it's a little bit messy on the charts. Essentially what it's doing is every single one of these, it's not really showing us true fair value gaps. I mean, it's doing a pretty decent job, but I think we could clean it up and make it just a little bit better. That way we can have more of a better idea of what's going on. And so let's see if it can do that. And so let's wait for it to finish this. And so what it's doing, essentially, I'm not doing anything here. It's just writing it all for us. We're just prompting it. We're saying, hey, this is what we want. Can you do it for us? So let's go ahead and try this one. What I'm doing is I'm just pasting the code right into the TradingView platform. And it's just basically, it's just giving us ideas. So here we go. So this is a better looking, oh yeah. So this is way better. So it's not doing it. And let's see if we can, I don't know if it added us any. So basically here we go. So this is a lot better though, because I'm just seeing here. And so these are very large candles, right? So you can see this right here. And then basically how you trade these is whenever price comes back up. Unfortunately, that was a bad one. But what you can do is you can wait for confirmation candles. And so this is actually really good. And so let's keep going back. And this is on the S&P. Let's actually go ahead and see what it did. Okay, so what's new? So here's our new version. So what's new? Filters out small fair value gaps. Only shows gaps larger than 1.5 ATR. Okay, and so that makes sense. So that makes sense because ATR is average true range. So essentially what that means is that it is above the what the average is, and so that's going to be what we want to see because that's going to make that candle larger than when it normally would be. The second thing is user adjustable. You can increase, decrease ATR, less noise on chart, focus on more meaningful gaps. Perfect. So I don't, and so it did say that we can adjust it. Oh, right here we go. So we can adjust it a little bit in the inputs. And so this is the ATR multiplier. And so let's just go 1. Let's see what 1 does. So that's a little bit better. There's a big long K. Wow, this is actually doing a pretty decent job of finding these. And again, you can see these on the charts on your own, but it's cool to do stuff like this, right? Let's go ahead and bump down to the. So here's a decent one. This one's a little bit. Let's actually go back to the default. So we're gonna go ahead and just reset it back to that default, and let's see what it looks like on this hourly chart. And we're on the SPY chart, so we don't see a lot here. Yeah, so this is pretty decent. I'm pretty happy with this. And again, we can continue to make this better. So essentially what I just did 3 upgrades there in the matter of a couple minutes. and we can continue to just dial this in. But I just wanted I really just wanted to make this video just to kind of open up, the possibilities that, so if you have an idea in your head, don't think that you just can't do anything about that. You can use ChatGPT. You can use tools like this. As a trader, you can have an idea and you can ask it, and you can just continue to just make it better and better and better. What I would want to do next, and I'm not going to take up too much of your time, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to post this indicator on our TradingView account. And so you're going to be able to use this. And what I want is maybe some feedback. Say, it's because obviously if you're here in this video, you're interested in fair value gaps. And so what would you like to see? Would you like to see any other updates with this? I'm thinking, an actual confirmation. And so, but this is what I like to see here. Again, you're going to see these and it just comes right back down. But again, fair value gaps are just not always going to work. This is what I like to see right here. This is that big candle right there initially, a nice trigger point. And I think what would be very beneficial would be a confirmation candle, something like this to close outside of this candle right here. So maybe an update that says, hey, I only want a signal after it closes below. And so essentially what I'm saying is right here. So say this one wouldn't have triggered, right? But say we get the initial signal, and then this next candle would need to close below that. And then once we do that, let's get a signal. So essentially this one would have been a trade. We have maybe like a take profit and stop loss. So something like that. But again, I'm kind of leaving this video open because I want to see what you guys think, because I love hearing from you guys. And we can continue to tweak this. Let's make this great. Maybe I'll put another video about this. Maybe another update. See what we found. See if we have any good updates. Maybe some take profit, stop loss levels. Maybe even some alerts. I think that would be cool. And we can even do that too. We can even ask it. Say, hey, can you? And actually, I'm going to do that right now. Can you add alerts when we get a signal? Let's go ahead and just do that right now. That way we can actually get alerts. So let's go ahead. We'll add that to the code, and then we'll post it on the indicator. And then that's essentially it. So what we can do is once we get the alerts, once we maybe get some more signals and an actual identified specific point where we want to actually get in and out, then we possibly can make this into a strategy. And the strategy is really cool because you can actually, it'll actually take the trades. And then what you can do from there is that you can tweak the settings and see what time frame works the best, and different things like that. So really cool. And I think that would be something cool that we could do maybe later on. Again, I just wanted to do this just to kind of open up, just to show you guys what you can do with tools like this. Let's go ahead. Let's add those alerts in here. And so there we go. We added the alerts. So what we're going to do is make sure the actual alerts are there. Let's get off the replay mode. Add alert. Fair value gap. And so I believe, bullish. So it'll show you when there's a bullish fair value or a bearish. And so there we go. So we just added that setting for you guys as well. All right. So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. I really would appreciate it. Leave a comment. Would you like to see something else with this indicator? This isn't I don't think this is the end of this, because I think we'll have some interest in this. So, days, maybe even years down the road, we can make this indicator just, as good as we can. But I just want to just do this just to kind of show you what the things that you can do with the power of AI. Let's not be scared of AI. Let's embrace it, right? Because I think when you do something like this, you can really just open up possibilities for yourself. So, all right, guys, that's it for this video. Again, if you like it, I would appreciate a little thumbs up, a little comment, and I'll catch you guys later.